Hey everybody, it's Eric here, and I am at one of our gardens to teach you and your family how to protect and feed your plants in the spring. So, there's a lot of different things you can do in the springtime to not only protect but feed your plants that you're starting to grow, whether that be a fruit tree, fruit bushes, or plants you grow in the ground or in raised beds. In today's video, I'm just going to show you a few things I do in our gardens to protect our produce, the plants themselves, and the ground that they grow out of. Before I begin, make sure to like this video, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. So right here beside me, I have a peach tree. Um, if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you know that we came out here a few weeks ago before it started, as it was flowering, to spray it with some fruit tree spray. This is the Bonide Citrus Fruit and Nut Orchid Spray. Um, this company normally produces, well, not produces, but uses organic ingredients to protect your plants from pests, but also diseases. And so, as you can see, one side looks healthy over here to the right, and then the left side looks unhealthy. Not sure why. Not quite sure. Couldn't tell you if I wanted to, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna spray it right now today. I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. Um, and sorry, I was too close. I'm gonna show you how I do that, and I'm gonna do some research to figure out why half of the tree looks dead, because I really want to have a great harvest of peaches. Because last year when we harvested and gave out to different families in our community, it was a super large harvest, and we had at least, I would say, 5 to 6 bushels of harvest that was given out. And even I was able to keep some to make some like peach cobbler, so that was great. So hopefully we can figure this problem out, and I will make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, because I will make sure to um, show all the research and all the things I do to try to help bring back life to this tree. Okay. So I just use the Bonide Citrus Fruit and Nut Orchid Spray. This is really good. It helps protect your plants from any pests like ants, spider mites, any other bugs that might try to destroy your fruit trees and other types of fruit bushes, fruit trees that you have, like peaches, apples, blueberries, blackberries, things like that. Protects them from that, and it also protects them from disease like rust, mildew, powdery substances that get on the leaves itself. This helps do that. So I just sprayed the tree, the fruit tree here, and now let's talk about how to protect your plants using a different method. Right over here, we have our blueberry bush. And so with the blueberry bush, I use the spray as well on just a little bit of the spray to, give it a little boost of protection. But we're also going to use bird netting. So from where I'm standing, the trees line the perimeter of where this bush is growing, and so you have bird nests all around, and they use this as a source of food. And so last year we didn't protect it, we just let the birds eat it as they may, or squirrels or whatever other animal that was using this as a food source. But this year we would like to harvest some blueberries for families in the community, so we're going to try the spray as well as some bird netting. So the directions are simple. For like grapes and berry bushes, you could just cover it. Um, but for this one, um, I'm gonna cover it, but I'm also gonna use garden string to tie around the base so that if strong winds come while I'm not here at the garden, it won't, the netting won't blow away. So just watch me as I do that. As you can see, I added the net here. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can see that. So I didn't want to put too much stress on the leaves themselves, which can put stress on the whole plant altogether. So some of the blueberries, like here, some of the blueberries are outside of the net, there and here as well. You guys can see that. There you go. That's better. Um, if we lose a few blueberries, that's fine. But I just want to be able to have a substantial amount of blueberries harvested for families. So we'll see how this process goes. I'm not quite sure how well this will work. This is my first time using bird netting for any type of produce. So this will probably be trial and error this time. Fingers crossed that we get a great bountiful harvest this year with the blueberries. Um, like I showed you in the video, you can tell that they're already starting to bloom. The flowers have already bloomed, not bloomed, but the flowers have already bloomed, and the fruit is starting to grow now. So it'll probably be next month that we start harvesting in May. So cross your fingers. Make sure you stay tuned because I will be tracking the growth and the usefulness of this bird netting. So there are many different types of feeds and organic materials you can put into your soil, whether that be in a container, a raised bed, or in ground, that feeds your plants while they grow. Um, Things like bone meal, blood meal, compost even. If you want to know how to make your own compost, you can click the button right here. It will take you to a video where I teach you how to make your own compost at home. But for in our gardens, we use this lucky guy here, earthworm castings. So the raw organic material that's created from using earthworms and composting, this is that. So it's a very dark, rich substance that you guys can see. It's like very, very black. It gives great moisture and great nutrients to your soil, which inevitably goes back to your plants. We also use this bad boy here, the Hobie's Organics vegetable and tomato granular plant food. I'll start using this since it's a new bag. I'll start using this once the plants get at least to halfway to maturity. Like after they're a seedling, once they start getting more leaves and start producing flowers, that's when I'll start giving them more food like this. I don't want to use it too early, but yeah, that's what we use in our gardens. And so right now I'm going to show you guys how I did show people that follow us on Instagram and Facebook how we like to make our like soil mixture before we start planting seeds or seedlings. So I'm just going to do a brief overview. We have this product here by Miracle Grow called peat moss. It adds great moisture. It retains a lot of moisture when planting. This is perlite. It's just a white substance. I use that for draining for potted plants and some soil. regular garden soil. And so what I do at least 50% soil and then 25% peat moss and perlite. And what I mean by that is I go in the soil bag and I fill the soil bag to about, not the soil bag, I fill this bucket to about like right here, a third of the way. And then about 2 levels like that of both the peat moss and the perlite. But since we are adding some Swiss chard and what is that called? It's a plant and I forgot its name. Bok choy. We have some bok choy that we started from a former plant and we just cut it off towards the bottom and it started to grow under one of our grow lights. And so we're going to plant some Swiss chard, both seedlings and seed, and then we're going to plant the seedlings of the bok choy. And so I'm just going to add just a little perlite. I'm not going to add that much because it's in a raised bed. It's not like it's in a container. Because if it's in a container, the water has a longer time to get towards the bottom of the container. And so with a raised bed, it's not that much of a travel for the water to go through the soil. So I won't do much of that. So like I said, we have our bok choy here. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 of them. And so I'm going to start the planting process. So later I will come back and add some compost because our soil looks a little dry, just a little bit. So I will be adding some compost so the soil won't be dry, because you never want your soil to be dry. You want your soil to be moisturized and a rich dark color. That shows you that it's healthy. If it's rich and dark and moisturized, has a lot of moisture. But if it's dry, it's a light dusty brown color, that's not good soil. So you should always check your soil for water content, okay? So in this bed here, we have cabbage and lettuce growing. And so I'm going to put the bok choy all around here. I want to space it out so each plant has enough space. Another product that you can use if you would like to feed your plants is the Miracle-Gro all-purpose plant food. It helps your plants grow bigger and healthier. It's a little a small pebble that dissolves in water and has great nutrients to feed your plants. Just pour a little bit in my container. I like to use this when I plant new plants, whether from seed or seedling, or for a former plant. And I like to use it. It gives you instructions on like how often to use it, and I like to use at least twice, well not twice, but once every 2 weeks. Well guys, that's everything I wanted to show you guys on how to protect your plants and how to feed them. There are many other products that you can use that are organic, that will benefit your plants and your garden. I will put the products that I talked about today in the description box along with the video on how you can create your own compost. Make sure you go check that out in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe so you can get more great content like this and how you can grow your garden at home, whether that be in a container, a raised bed, or in the ground, and to follow us along on our journey. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at EBLLCINC, and you can go to our website for more information on our organization and our programs at www.eblllcinc.com. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.